Hello my nostalgic friends, here we are. Today we're gonna see a really nice comparison. We have got 5 lenses here. We have got the most popular, popular, I don't know how to pronounce it, but the most popular 50mm f1.7, 1.8 from the majors companies which was making film cameras at the times ago. Okay, is a really similar video to the comparison from the 51.4, which I recommend you to watch because it's really interesting. And this is the 1.7, 1.8. Each manufacturer choose his aperture. And we have got here, the first is the Minolta 50mm 1.7. Then we have got the Olympus Zuiko. This is the 50mm 1.8. Then we have got the Pentax SMCM, which is 50mm 1.7, super multi-coated. Then we have got the new Canon FD 50mm 1.8, and the Nikon E series. This is the 50mm 1.8. All of these lenses are really good lenses, and I want to test them in every single thing. We're gonna test the image quality, the vignetting, the sharpness, the chromatic aberrations, everything about the quality of the image. We're gonna test how they stay in the hands, the weight, the dimension, the focusing ring, the aperture ring. We're gonna see the prices, whatever. We're gonna see everything about these lenses to make possible for you to choose which one is the best for you. I use obviously a digital camera for have the same results. Those are the adapters, rings, to use them on my Sony A7R Mark II, which has 42 megapixels. And then we can see with a lot of megapixels, we can see in really in deep the differences from those lenses. I also making a tabella, I don't know how to call it in English, where you can see the scores. I have got categories and subcategories, okay? Before we starting, we change the point of view to see closer the lens, and after we go on the computer to see the results, okay? Then, here we are, let's get started. And here we are, those are the 5 lenses. Let's see the first category, which is construction. I divided by 3 subcategories. We have got materials, focusing ring, and aperture ring. Let's start from the first. Are 10 points in total, okay? 4 for the materials, 3 for the focusing ring, and 3 for the aperture. The first is the Minolta, which materials are plasticky. I don't really like the materials. I give him 2 points for materials. Focusing ring, it's perfect, 3 points. And 3 points for the aperture ring, which is one of the best aperture rings because it's really smooth, as you can see, and we have got half clicks, which is really important for photography. Really good cap, and the total is 8 out of 10 for the Minolta. The Olympus, here we have the Olympus, which is a really gorgeous lens. I really like it. It feels really good in the hands. It's compact. It's made by metal. It's nice. Construction 4 out of 4 because it's really good. Construction. Focusing ring also 3 out of 3 because it's perfect focusing ring. And the aperture ring 2 points out of 3 because it's a really good aperture ring. I like it, but we don't have the half stops. We can use an infinity position in between, but it's harder to use, okay? So the total it's 9 because it's a really well made lens. 9 out of 10. Let's go to the Pentax. The Pentax, it's really good made. I really like it. It feels really good in the hand. It's compact. For the materials, it's 4 out of 4 because it's really nice made. Focusing ring, it's perfect. It's 3 out of 3, but the aperture ring, as you can see, it's hard to find the perfect aperture because it's a little bit I don't like it. I don't know how to explain. We have got half clicks, okay, but it's hard to get the perfect aperture that you want. And I give 1 point for the aperture because I don't like it. Only 8 points out of 10 for the Pentax. Then we have got the The Canon, which feels really plastic, I don't know why. The 1.4 feels a little bit better. Anyway, 2 points for the construction. Focusing ring, it's perfect, 3 out of 3. Aperture, we have got a similar problem to the Pentax, but is a little bit better. We also have half clicks, 2 points, for a total of 7 points out of 10 for the Canon. Let's see the Nikon. The Nikon feels really good in the hands. It's made by metal, some plastic here I think, I don't know, but feels really good. Materials 3 out of 4. It's not perfect, the materials, you see there is some plastic, but the focusing ring is absolutely perfect, 3 out of 3, and also the aperture is the smoothest aperture that I ever seen, 3 out of 3. We don't have half clicks unfortunately, but it's really smooth aperture, I prefer the most. The total is 9 points for the Nikon, which is built really good. Weight and dimension, okay? Here I have got 2 subcategories, 5 points for the weight and 5 points for the dimension. The Minolta, it's 165 grams, which is a 4 out of 5 in weight, and dimension, as you can see, it's really big lens. I bring it 3 points out of 5 for a total of 7. The Olympus, it's 163 grams, 4 points out of 10 for the weight, and also the dimension, it's really compact. As you can see, I bring here 4 points out of 5 because it's really compact lens, for a total of 8 out of 10. The Pentax has 184 grams, which is 20 grams more than the others. That's why I bring him 3 points out of 5 for the weight, and dimension, it's really compact, 4 points out of 4 because it's really small lens. 7 points total, only because it's a little bit heavier than the others. The Canon has 167 grams, which is similar to the others, 4 out of 5 for the weight. Dimension, it's a 3 out of 5 because it's really big lens. As you can see, it's really big. I show you closer to the Nikon. As you can see, it's really a lot bigger. Then we have got the Nikon, which is the smallest lens, I think, the 50. Look at that, it's really compact. Still, if I close to the infinity, really compact lens. Then I bring him 5 out of 5 from dimension because it's a pancake lens, and I bring him 5 out of 5 for the weight because it's only 155 grams, 10 grams less than the others, which means that it is the most compact and good lens to carry with you. And those are the votes for a total of 10 out of 10 because it's perfectly dimension and weight. The next thing is the aperture blades. We have got 6 aperture blades on the Minolta. I bring here a maximum of 3 points, and I give 2 points to Minolta, 2 points to the Pentax, which also has 6 aperture blades, and 3 points for the Olympus, 6 aperture blades, 6 aperture blades for the Pentax, all 2 points. We have got only 5 aperture blades on the Canon. I show you. I don't know why Canon has only 5 aperture blades. Then I bring 1 point less, which is 1 point out of 3. And then the Nikon, unexpected for A series, has 7 aperture rings. That means we have got 3 points out of 3. 2, 2, 2, 1 and 3 points. For the aperture blades, minimum distance focusing, we have got 45 centimeters for the Minolta, 45 for the Olympus, 45 for the Pentax, and 60 centimeters minimum distance focusing for the Canon and the Nikon. I bring 3 points, 3 points, 3 points, and 1 point, because it's really a lot, 60 centimeters for be a normal 50 millimeters, okay? Okay, the bayonet, I make the same the same thing about of the 51.4s. The bayonet reasons are the same because are the same bayonets. Anyway, a 6 for the Minolta bayonet because it's external coupling. That means you can have dust, some problems with the coupling, but the problems is that you don't have any a lot of compatibilities because with the autofocus they change the bayonet. The Olympus, we have got a 7 because it's a better bayonet, I think. It's internal coupling. We have got depth of field preview button on the lens, which is really good, and I bring him a 7. I bring a 9 for the Pentax key bayonet, which is really compatibility with any kind of camera. The key mount we found everywhere, it's really good internal coupling. A 9 out of 10 for the Pentax. Only 5 out of 10 for the Canon, which has not a lot of compatibility, has the shorter flange distance, which means you can't adapt with any vintage camera. It's really complicated, as you can see here, the coupling inside, and actually you can have more problems and it's harder to service this lens than a 5 for the Canon FD mount. I don't like it a lot, and I don't think it's really good, and a 10 out of 10 for the Nikon F mount. This mount is from the 1960 and still today we can use on the Nikon reflex. Amazing, really amazing, the Nikon F mount. We also can use some F mount lenses with autofocus on mirrorless. Amazing. And this is the reasons for the votes to the bayonet. Now we have got to see, we are going to see the pictures, the results, to see which one is the best performance. Let's move to the computer. Okay, and here we are. Let's see the sharpness of those lenses. We have got here the subject, which is a €2 coin. I have got a YouTube channel where I talk about coins because I'm a collector of them. And let's see the sharpness. Let's get start closer to 133% of crop, and we can see at the maximum aperture, which I give 4 points, okay, at maximum. And we have the Minolta, which actually is the worst. As you can see, it's the softest of the 5, and I give only 1 point. I give 4 points out of 4 for the Olympus, which is the second picture, which is actually perfect. As you can see, it's a really sharp, really clear image. The Olympus, I think it's the sharpest, wide open. Then we have got the Pentax, which has 2 points, the Canon 2 points, and the Nikon 1 point, which is a little bit less good than the others. Let's see, 345%. As you can see, maxed crop, we can see how good is the Zuiko lens of the Olympus, which I think it's the sharpest lens, 1.8 that we can have. Let's go at 5.6. Here I give 2 points at maximum. Let's see closer. 1 point for the Minolta, 1 point for the Olympus, which is it's worse than wide open, really unusual. 2 points for Pentax, Canon and Nikon, which are perfect. Okay, at 5.6, Pentax, Canon and Nikon are perfect. A little bit worse the Minolta and the Olympus. Let's see at the minimum aperture, or maybe the f16, because actually the Minolta, the Canon and the Pentax can close at f22, but actually we use the same closest aperture for all, which is f16. And let's see the diffraction. 2 points for Minolta, 2 for Olympus, 1 for Pentax, 1 for Canon, and 2 for Nikon. The Nikon, it's perfect, the closed. I really like the performance of the Nikon. Okay, the points. Let's go. We have got the sharpness in the corner. As you can see, I move the coin in the corner. And as we can see, 1 point for the Minolta, 2 for the Olympus, 1 Pentax, 2 Canon, and 2 Nikon. Actually, Nikon is different because my coin fall down, and we have got a different mirror of the light, but actually as you can see, it's really sharp, the Nikon in the corner, and that's why I bring 1 point more than the others. It's really good the Canon, really good the Olympus. Pentax and Minolta not really good in the corner. And the total are 5 points for Minolta, 9 for Olympus, which is I think the sharpest, 6 for Pentax, 7 for Canon, and 7 for Nikon. Let's go to the bokeh. Here I have got 3 subcategories: character, busy, swirly. Okay, This is the bokeh. We can see here closer. Are really similar, guys. I like you to see the tabella because we have got a lot of character on all these lenses. I give 3 points all of them, only 4 points for the Nikon because I think the Nikon it's a little bit has more character, as you can see in this picture. The busy are all similar. It's a little bit better the Minolta and the Pentax. Medium the Canon and the Olympus. The worst is the Nikon. I will show you after pictures of the busy, the Swirly. As you can see, really similar. 2 points for the Minolta, 3 for the Olympus, 2 Pentax, 3 Canon and 2 Nikon, as you can see, the Swirly, which are really important. Then I bring all of them 8 points for the bokeh, only 7 for the Nikon because it has really busy background, which is a little bit annoying. Anyway, let's go ahead. Here we can see the flare. We have got resistance, quality and star. Here let's see the resistance of the flare. As you can see, the Minolta it's perfect, 4 points. Only 2 points for the Olympus, which has less contrast. I think it's worse. 4 points for the Pentax, which with the SMC it's perfect. 2 points for the Canon and 2 points for the Nikon, which don't really shine. Let's see the quality of this flare. 2 points for the Minolta, which is I like it. It's a little bit soft, but it's not that bad. 3 points for the Olympus. I like that flare. It has a lot of character. Thumbs up for that. 3 points. Only 1 point for the Pentax, which is the worst flare. I don't like it. I don't understand what is. 3 points for the Canon, which I like the quality of this blue flare. I like the blue. And 2 points for the Nikon, which is it's good but not better than the Canon. I like it. Let's see the star. As you can see, the stars here, which are really important in the lens. As you can see, the Minolta, the Olympus and the Pentax are pretty the same because they have 6 aperture blades. I like them, 1 point, all of them. Also Canon, I bring 1 point, has 5 aperture blades, more lines because it's even. No, it's odd, okay, blades, 5 blades, but I don't like it. It's a little bit annoying, busy. But look at the Nikon. 3 points. I give 2 points more than the others because these 7 blades makes such a perfect star, such compact star. I like it. It's I think the best. And the flare are 7 for Minolta, 6 for the Pentax, Olympus and Canon, and 7 for Nikon. Pretty similar. Here you can see how busy are the background, okay, in these pictures in particularity. And if you can see closer, the Nikon is a little bit busier, but not such a big thing, are all similar. But this is for the bokeh. Okay, let's see vignetting. I bring 5 points here and 5 points for the Minolta, which is slightly perfect, not a lot of vignetting. 3 points for Olympus, 3 points for Pentax and Canon, which has a lot of vignetting, and 4 points for the Nikon, which is really controlled vignetting. And here, if I zoom closer, as you can see, the darker are in the middle, which are the Olympus, Pentax and Canon. Really good Minolta for vignetting, really good. And let's see the last chromatic aberration. Here are almost perfect, as you can see. I bring 5 points for the Minolta and the Olympus, which I really can't see vignetting, really good. And 4 points for the others, which are really well controlled. Really well controlled chromatic aberration, sorry. Okay, and those are the pictures for the comparison. Okay, and here we are. Let's see the results, the points. We see how those lenses stay in the hands. We see how they perform. Let's see which one is the best with the score, okay? The total is 56 points for the Minolta, 60 points for the Olympus, 56 for the Pentax, 49 for the Canon, and 62 for the Nikon. Ole, the winner is the Nikon. Okay, not by much because only 2 points less is the Olympus, which is really great lens. really similar Minolta and Pentax for different reasons. And we have got the Canon, which has less points, but I think it's a really good lens. Maybe the Bayonet, that 5 points are a lot for this lens. But as you can see, we are all really close. I think it's most important to see which one is good for which reason. And then I make another scoreboard. But let's give some points for the aesthetics, because I like aesthetics. It's something which is not really important for the lens, but aesthetics for me it's important. I grab 5 points in total, 3 for the body and 2 for the lens coatings, which I think it's really important. And I give 1 point to Minolta for the body, which I don't really like the aesthetics for this lens, and 1 point for the coatings, which are not the best coatings ever seen. Then we have got the Olympus, which is aesthetically more pleasant, more pleasure to see. 3 points for the body, I really like the aesthetic of this lens, and 1 point for the coatings, which are not the most beautiful coatings that we can see. Then we have got the Pentax, which is my favorite coating lens. Let's see closer. As you can see, we have got some blue, some red, I like the coatings of this lens, which is 2 points for the coatings and 3 for the body. I think aesthetically with this silver ring, it's really beautiful lens. And then we have got the Canon, which also I don't like aesthetically. It's a piece of something like plasticky. 1 point for the aesthetics and 1 point for the coatings. Then I like the coatings because they are blue, but only 1 point. And let's see the Nikon, 2 points for the aesthetics of the body, because I like the ring here. It's more pleasant to see than the others, but the coatings are really similar, only 1 point. Okay, but let's see the other results that we need to know. Image quality, okay, it's maybe you want to buy the lens for the image quality. Then we have got 30 points for the Minolta, 31 for the Olympus, 27 for the Pentax, 28 for the Canon, and 29 for the Nikon. As you can see, now the best is the Olympus. And yes, as I can see, I really like this lens because it's the sharpest and it's really good performing lens, okay? But also the Canon is making better. Then also the Minolta, as you can see, has a lot of points. It's better than the Nikon, and we see it's not really sharp lens, but actually the Minolta has less vignetting. It's more professional, okay? Has a really good flare control. Are different reasons for choose a lens instead of other one, okay? The scores are only numbers. Then we have got how they stay in the hands, which maybe it's really important because we use this lens for passion. And we are passionate about these things, we want to like that, okay? 17 points for the Minolta, 21 Olympus, which is good in the hands, 20 Pentax, 16 Canon, which I don't like to have in the hands, and 22 for the Nikon, which, as we see before, is the smallest one. It's really compact, really good to use, okay? And then depends how you would use the lens and what you need from your lens, okay? This is my really scientific test. I hope you enjoy it. Subscribe please, you help me a lot, and we will see you in the next video. Bye bye.